Hi, welcome to It's Time to Review Something. Good morning, Happy New Year. Welcome back to It's Time to Review. Well, today's review is going to be a simple one. It's not going to be dragged out, boring, I hope, for y'all, but I wanted to give you my 2 cents of the Cabelas Deluxe grinder, meat grinder here. Okay, we just bought this over in November while visiting my son, maybe the beginning of December, and I've been anxious to use it. We bought some for the kids, my son-in-law and daughter, plus my son each got a grinder, and they both loved the hell out of it. And I will tell you, talking to my son-in-law, his is a little noisier than this. I'm going to turn this on just for a second. Listen. It's not really that loud. I mean, compared to some. And let me see, I don't know what the horsepower is on this thing. I think it's 3/4 or a quarter. Let me get the box out. That's easier. So, comes in this nifty box right here, right? And weighs about 11 pounds. Just says Deluxe meat grinder, 600 watt, 1000 watt peak, solid thing. So whatever that means in English to you is up to you. I keep it in the box when I don't use it. I've been anxious to use this thing, and when we used it the other day, things that I found that are different. But before we get into that, it comes with a coarse and a fine wheel, plus the blade to cut it with it, the meat pounder that goes inside here, plus your different funnels for sausage links and stuff. We're going to discuss this a little bit harder on that. And of course you also get a nice fancy cover that I just keep mine in the box. So I waited and waited and waited. So we took all our deer meat over New Year's weekend, right? And we decided to try to make some summer sausages, and we tried to make breakfast sausages. And things that I found out that I didn't like is the Cabela's maple breakfast sausage did not come out as good as I think it should have. But then I realized that maybe because I didn't weigh the meat properly, I added too much of the maple contents, and unfortunately it did not come out as well as I wanted to. But here's the thing, while going through YouTube videos through people like yourselves out there who do things and post it and for others to review, they told us about the 5 main ingredients that all breakfast sausages use. So me and the wife experimented yesterday with a couple patties. We took it apart, and since they weren't in the wrap, and like I said, we'll get to the wraps in a second, and we added some not nutmeg, but sage, some thyme, some black pepper, some peppercorn, and blended it in with the meat. The first patty came out really super good. I would say better than it was, and then we checked it out with a little bit more of this and a little bit more of that, and the blend came out perfect. It tasted great. So now what we're waiting for is my wife to go to the commissary and buy nutmeg. This grinder was $149 at Cabelas down there in Glendale, Arizona. And like I said, while I was there, I made a purchase for ourselves that we were going to get one, plus their breakfast sausages and their high mountain sausage making kit. We'll talk about this in a second too, for summer sausage. So anyway, we got home, and I've been anxious to use this. So we decided, hey, let's thaw the meat out to a point where it's still partially frozen and mix it with fat and try to make breakfast sausages. The grinding portion of this thing was fast and easy. I mean, I could not believe it. And then when we put the fine on there, same thing. It just kept feeding out and feeding out. Not a lick of problems. The meat was still cold after we got done mixing it over here with our handy dandy 20-pound meat mixer. Now that's another investment that I made, and it's just a 20-pound. You just stick your meat in there, rotate it, and it mixes it up with your spices after you liquefied it. So that was pretty good. Wasn't happy with the taste, like I said. But that kit came with these no water intestines, or castings, or whatever they want to call them, the skin. They taste like crap. They kept breaking, and getting them on was a pain in the butt. So what we wound up and found out now, we'll get a little bit more into detail. Like I said, the grinding portion of this is better than I've ever expected, and I'm very, very happy with it. Sausage making stuffer, you know, where you're using the 3 funnels, whatever funnel you want to use for whatever castings you have to use, was not as good. It took us forever to push the meat down there. The little plunger got a suction on it. So it was very hard to stuff the castings for the sausage. And we didn't care for that too much. But my son-in-law's got this nice little game winner sausage stuffer. So, like the other one, we just mounted it on a table, and it came with the 3 funnels from Game Winner, and we mounted it in here and we used it, and the skin still didn't work as good. So breakfast sausage there, we decided to just go ahead and make patties, and me and the wife made patty, and I bought a patty maker now where you put 6 of them in there and press it, so that's going to make life easy in the kitchen. So stuffing side of the house did not get any good reviews for me. It did a job, it did it okay. We sprayed olive oil or vegetable oil on here to try to make this thing, but it's just cumbersome to keep pushing this down, and trying to stuff it in here. Meat wise, the chunks and stuff to make grind was perfect. We like that. So that puts this out of mind. So now we tried the High Mountain summer sausage. This came out pretty good, but like the breakfast sausage, it's a good base. So what we figured out is we need to add a few things to this one too. Some peppers and some other stuff like that to make it taste a little bit more tangier. But I love it. It came out good. It's not that spicy, and with a cracker it tastes really good. But for my first log, as you can see, this is what we did. And we'll get back to why this is not a very good stuffer. Once again, we ground the meat down, right? And then we put the fat and the meat together, all of them together all the time, and mixed it up pretty good. Had a very good consistency, very hard to stick. Kept it in the freezer again until it's about 34 degrees. It actually came out to about 28. Tried to stuff it in here to the castings with the large nozzle on the front of this. Did not work as good. I mean, it worked, we just had to sit there for a long time and we just constantly pushing this down and pushing the meat in here. But all things aside, when we used the Game Winner sausage stuffer here, as you can see, and we put the funnel on here, man, once you started pressing, it just came out and it was so easy. We filled up the logs. Now they're 2-pound logs, and I call them a log. They're probably not the correct thing, but the 2-pound castings, big and round. Like I said, I showed you in the pictures earlier. We filled them up in a fraction of the time that it took us to do the grinder. Okay, so these 3 tools are a blessing if you're going to make summer sausages. Like I said, I'm 63 years old. I've never done anything like this in my life. So it's all new to me. I wanted to get the best out of this thing, and I wanted to make breakfast sausages, and I love my summer sausages with my meat. The wife's not really keen on, what do you want to call it, deer steaks and the roast and all that, so we prefer just the summer sausages and breakfast. It's a must to get a meat grinder. Is it necessary? No, you can sit there with your hands and get cold and mix it all together. Now, we still mix it up a little bit at the end, but this thing right here was a blessing as far as that. So basically, in a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, these are the 3 things you would probably need to make summer sausage, breakfast sausage, whether it be venison, pork, or beef. And my son-in-law gave us a bratwurst kit as well. Now, we haven't used that yet. We haven't gone out and got the meat for that one yet. But bratwurst is pretty good. And I'm remembering that my son said he made some delicious brats using the grinder that we got him. But I think we got his at the All Sportsman's. We picked it up when we were there shopping. So anyway, this is a review on the Cabela's Deluxe grinder. All right, it's very small, very compact for what we do at the house. We're not doing major processing like you see these guys with the big heavy duty grinders and all that. We do just enough for ourselves at the house. So $150 there. It was $99 for the meat grinder, and it's $89 for the sausage stuffer. Those are the prices currently that I looked up right now, because I am going to buy the sausage stuffer. You put 5 pounds of meat in there, you crank it, and it just comes out really super simple, and it's not that hard of a thing. At least it wasn't for us. And mostly it's going to be just for the summer sausage and the castings. But I want to thank you for watching my channel. If you like it, subscribe, give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever totes your boat. And I do appreciate you watching it. I'm surprised to see how many subscribers that I have. I am really surprised on some of the comments on my other reviews that I've done, and that's what I look for. Believe it or not, I look for more of the cons. Somebody says, hey, I bought this and it did not do like you said it does. And that's probably true. And I will say, everything that I review is what works for me, myself, and what I found works okay, or better, or great. You know what I'm saying? If you get it and it doesn't meet your needs, well, that's fine too. But please comment on there and tell me what you found that was different that I couldn't find, that maybe I can go back in and look and say, well, yeah, you know what? He's probably true on that one. But anyway, oh, I did mention this has a reverse as well. You can go backwards for a short burst and back up the meat and the fat if it gets too clunky. Sorry about that. I needed to put that 2 cents in. I want to thank my son-in-law. He came out here really good. We made some good sausages together. Loaning me his sausage stuffer while we're out here. I'm buying one, so I have my complete setup. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to have a great 2022. Hunting season is another 3 days ending for my wife out here. She's in the stand now. And hopefully we get another deer so we can process some more meat. And it's only for landowners for the next 5 days, so that's okay too. But anyway, thank you for watching my channel, and I appreciate it, and have a very, very good new year. All right? Thank you.